Good evening. It's August 16th, 2022, and this is a meeting of the Public Safety Standing Committee of the Brockton City Council. The Public Safety Committee exists with 5 councilors to consider all matters affecting the police and fire departments of the city, and in general, matters affecting the public health or safety of the community. I'm Susan Nicastro. I'm the Ward 4 councilor and the chair of this committee. And to my far left is Councilor at Large David Texera. And then to his right is Ward 5 Councilor Jeff Thompson. And then to his right, in my left, is Ward 3 Councilor David, Mark D'Agostino. Oh, please forgive me. Okay, Madam Clerk, will you read our matter?
Item number 1, petition of Phillip O'Connor of Trust Unlimited LLC for a secondhand article license located at 86 Interval Street, Brockton, Massachusetts. Invited to attend, Phillip O'Connor.
Mr. O'Connor, come on up to the podium. Thank you. Would you like to make us an opening statement or something?
My name is Phillip O'Connor. I have a demolition business in the city, and when the condo craze is going on and somebody's lived there for 100 years and I go in there and they pay me to clean the building out plus demo it, I end up with a lot of stuff that's, you know, worth some money that sometimes they consider it into the price of the job I'm doing, that there's, you know, quite a bit of stuff that's worth money that I try to sell it. But I went from one building in the city that was way bigger than where I'm at now, and I'm really trying to get away from that. So I was having a yard sale in my property to try and downsize the stuff that I have. And I don't buy anything from anybody. It all comes from my jobs that I do, and it's all basically secondhand stuff. I don't buy anything from somebody and then try to resell it. It's all through my business. And I don't know, I'm just trying to downsize the stuff I have to get rid of it so that I can function out of my building. And I have an excess of stuff that I'm trying. Actually, I still have 2 storage containers from when I went from where I'm at to here that I haven't been able to get to because I got stopped doing this. I was just starting to make some progress.
Sure.
And I don't want to do this forever. Matter of fact, my secretary says that, like, this is
Sure.
this summer was the end of it. She ain't gonna do it anymore with me. So it's really not something I want to do there forever. I'm just trying to get to where I can function out of my building and not have so much stuff.
I saw that you purchased this building on Intervale Street in April of 2021.
Correct.
And so, as you know, the deputy fire chief, Mr. Williams, came to inspect late this afternoon and sent us after 5 today.
Yep.
A kind of a report. So, and we were talking about this before the hearing began. Is it your intention to hold your sales inside the building, outside, or both?
Outside, because inside is a lot of my personal stuff, which is better than the stuff that I'm selling. Besides, I mean, I got a couple of hot rods and motorcycles and stuff. And when I let somebody in there, the first questions are well, what about this, or what about that, or what about my welder, or what? It's like, I don't even want them inside. It's just, and I can't do it in the winter anyhow, even if I could do it every year. It's only a summer thing, and then I'm done. I'm not gonna stand outside on a weekend when it's 20 degrees out, trying to sell, you know, a washer or a dryer or some clothes or something for short money.
Sure. Well, I have some questions for you, but I'm going to defer to my colleagues first. Who'd like to go first?
Sure, I'll ask. Good evening, Mr. O'Connor. So you currently have a demolition business, or what is the business you're currently employed in through this, at this building?
It came from O'Connor Demolition, and it's turned into, the name is Trust Unlimited, and people buy triple deckers or buildings or commercial property in the city, and they got the inside and they renovate them, but when the people sell it, they have stuff in the building, and through my contact of the developer buying the building, I get to meet the people that are selling it, and I get to because they want it back to the walls, down to the floor clean before they actually sign the papers to buy it. So, like, I could go into a triple decker and there'd be 3 apartments, and there'd be brand new appliances. They're just getting so much money for their house, they don't care. They just, how much you want to get rid of all this stuff for us?
Understood. So you're being hired by the homeowner to clear out the house so that it's ready for sale for some prospective buyer?
The contractor who I'm gonna work for, demoing the building.
Okay. So you negotiate some sort of fee for the appliances or furniture or whatever's currently?
Sometimes I get it for nothing.
Yeah.
But sometimes if they think there's a lot of value to it, they wanna cheat me on the price of cleaning the place out for them because they think it's worth money. That goes on.
Okay. So you have a negotiated deal, whether it be nothing or something for whatever is of value inside the apartment or condo. You remove that, you bring that back to the Interville Street address.
Correct.
Now, are you selling all of that stuff, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I might find an item or two I like myself or something, but not like, appliances, refrigerators or anything like that. I don't need them.
So it's not, I mean, how would you describe your volume then? If you're going in there and taking a lot of items and storing them in your current Intervale Street address, you have a pretty well-stocked building with these items, right?
Yeah, it goes in phases. Like, I could go 6 months and I just do interior demo.
Okay.
And the places will be empty when I go there to do what I do. But then all of a sudden, I get a house that somebody needs it cleaned out. And then I go to the demo after it's cleaned out and they sign the papers and stuff. So it's, once every couple of months, I get a building that either has a lot or it has a little. And I go through it all. I get rid of what I think is trash and I try to keep what I think is something. And I bring it to my garage, and if in a, I don't know, 3 or 4 times trying to sell it, I can't sell it, then I just get rid of it.
Okay. So it's not every place you go in that you're negotiating some sort of price for their items. So this is once every 3, 4 houses or apartments or condos you go in. Okay. So it's not this, that's not a main focus of your
No, my main business
employment.
is doing the interior
Right.
demo.
Okay.
Strip the outside siding, rip all the plaster lats off, rip the floors out. Like, if I was to come in here and you would say, demo it, when I leave, there's nothing but the structure left.
Okay. I understand.
That's all trash.
And so then when you have whatever is left of value in your building, at some point you want to sell those items.
Correct.
And you're saying that there are times where you hold a yard sale on the location of this building to sell those items.
Correct.
How often do you have those yard sales, or have you in the past had a yard sale to sell items?
I only can do it during the summer, and then, sometimes I've done it every weekend, and then 2 weekends a month. It's periodic. If I have something or I have enough, then I'll try to do it, and if I don't, then I'm not doing it.
Okay. And so this summer, how many did you have?
Well, I started, 3 months ago when I was doing it every weekend because I personally moved my business from a building that was twice the size to this.
So you have more product this year.
So I've been trying to get rid of that. That's why I was doing it every weekend.
Okay. All right. So I have a better understanding of what the situation is
I
here.
understand.
But every weekend, this is you said a high volume summer because of downsizing to a new building.
Correct.
But every weekend is pretty often.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then at some point, the city approached you and said, hey, you're on a commercial property, you need a secondhand license to sell these items.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then you previously stated that your intent would to only sell these items in the exterior of your building and have nobody enter the interior of your building.
Correct.
All right. On that, can I, Shannon, does a license differentiate between exterior or interior when it comes to this type of license?
Not in our licenses and not in the state license, but it could be a zoning.
What?
Like something that, it could be something that's zoning. That, like,
Zoning.
you can't have commercial purposes outside. I'm not sure where his property is located.
What's your zone? Do you know what the?
Commercial, residential.
C1.
C1, okay.
Oh, look.
All right.
And, excuse me,
Yeah.
C1 states, I have a copy of it here, that a retail establishment of not more than 8,000 square feet can be operated in it. Doesn't say anything about in outdoors, which, you know, if it doesn't say it, it's, I don't think it's allowed.
It's prohibited, right, yeah.
But we can get an opinion on that.
Okay, that would be important because,
Right.
yeah. Okay. So I mean, I have an understanding. So now, you met with Chief Williams today.
Correct.
Have you ever had any interaction with our Board of Health?
Yeah, Jay, I don't know if that's Jay Fernandez.
Okay, Jay Fernandez.
Yeah.
He came to inspect?
I don't know why they came. I guess, there's a gentleman who lives next door to me, Mike McDonald. I guess he has a huge, 5-story, I don't know, I'm just guessing 300,000 square foot place and, probably an acre and a half. And the city's been going back and forth with him anyhow. And they went and towed a bunch of cars out of his yard, from what I understand, and I'm next door.
Okay, so while they were over dealing with your neighbor, he came
Yeah.
over to speak with you about,
Yeah, well, I kind of think that because they were doing what they were doing with him, that he's like, oh, what about him? And I just kind of got pulled into the mix. But
So-
with Jay, I ended up having to, I plow snow in the winter, and I have a few vehicles that I don't use in the summer. So I had to put plates on all the vehicles in the yard to make Jay happy. And the yard sale thing being a yard sale and being commercial property is how I ended up here.
okay, so did you have any specific interaction with Mr. Fernandez? With Mr. Fernandez in relation to this license? Did he come and say, I am
not-
conducting an inspection based upon your request for the secondhand license?
No, all he has since this thing started was requested that I put plates on my vehicles.
Okay, so you never saw him after that one interaction?
I've been in communication with him, but I haven't seen him.
Okay, when was,
Seeing I gave him all the registrations and everything, I guess he's been happy because I haven't heard from him.
when's the last time he's been to your property?
A month ago?
Okay. And then what about anybody from the building department? Have you had any interaction with any?
I know, I've met George.
Okay,
I have a open permit that I was actually trying to get George, but I was trying to tidy up a little bit and organize before the commissioner and George actually came over, but the commissioner got there before George did.
okay.
I'm familiar with George, and
Did he come to inspect your property specifically for this application for a secondhand license, or was that other business?
other business.
Okay. So potentially only the
commission.
fire chief came by
Correct.
on this, for an inspection for this specific license. You've had interactions with our Board of Health, you had interactions with our building department, but you don't know or believe they're specific to this application?
Correct.
Okay. All right, I think I got a good understanding of what's going on here.
Okay. Mark? David? Mark?
I heard you reading the fire commission's.
Yes.
Basically, he told me just, you need to tidy up a little bit more and need to put some exit signs up. And I tried to explain to him that I'm really not trying to do it in the building, I'm trying to do it outside. That's why I walked up to you earlier and
Yes.
expressed my concern about that.
Understood.
I just wanted to clarify, as I just try and look at, you know, the map here, I'm trying to figure out exactly which building we're talking about.
86, it's a yellow two-story metal building with
Okay.
windows in the front. It used to be the generator repair place.
Oh, perfect. It's the one that says Highland Power above the door?
What's it say?
Highland Power above the front door?
Yeah, it might have been the name of the generator company that was there.
Okay, so that's the building, that helps. What I was looking at is I was trying to see if, other than in front on Intervale, obviously I can see there's residential homes.
It's a gated yard,
Yeah,
and I actually, when I first went there, I latticed the fence. Mm-hmm. So,
okay, so it's even more closed off than what I'm seeing on here.
yes.
Okay. I see obviously the nearest residential is obviously in front of you, but are your abutters to the left, right, and behind you? What are those abutters?
The guy, Mike McDonald, that I was just referencing to.
Oh, that's the gray
His,
building.
his big area in the front and then a huge mill, and he's on the other street and behind me, and Gary, I never can say it right, Wawalowski,
He's on the other side of
he's
you?
on the other side of me.
Okay. All right, so none of this immediately abutting him is residential?
Right.
Okay, all right, I wanted to
I think
confirm that.
across the street is.
Yes, that I could see. These look like potentially 1 to 2 family.
There's only homes across the street from me.
Right.
Right.
The corner of a street going up, like, I'm not from here, so I don't know the names of the streets.
That's all right.
But there's a corner house, one more, and then a multi-unit, and then another one on the corner. There's 4 of them in front of me.
Right, okay. And is it safe to say that, you know, I mean, you're going into sites, you never know what you're going to find in some of these places, but you're never going to be putting anything here that could potentially be a pollutant, hazardous material or anything like that?
Oh, it's
Gas, oil, nothing that,
It's, it's furniture.
Right.
Dishes, clothes, stove, a microwave, a refrigerator. You know, back in the day when people fixed stuff, opposed to the way we are now.
Just throw everything
waste
away.
everything, right? You get some guy who's been living in Boston for 100 years, you go in the basement, there's all kinds of tools.
Right.
From one end to the other to repair everything from A to Z.
okay.
And I get along pretty good with the neighbors across the
Yeah.
street.
I just wanted to confirm there's nothing hazardous that would ever be, okay, that's fine. So, yeah, and I wanted to confirm the abutters, which I did. There's nothing hazardous that's gonna be there. Those are really the 2 things I wanted to just confirm with you. So,
Not even a chance.
all right, very good. Thank you. I'm good.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. O'Connor, I'm wondering, did you ever obtain a yard sale permit to have these yard sales?
I know, I didn't. I just thinking you could have a yard sale, you know.
Okay.
I didn't know you had to have one.
We have an ordinance on yard sales, and it does require a permit from the clerk.
Yeah.
And it says that you shouldn't be holding more than 2 in any calendar year. So I think for your purposes, it's right that you would have applied for a secondhand license. So have you had a chance to look at our ordinance on junk shops, junk collectors, and yard sales?
I had focused on the unregistered vehicles.
Sure.
I didn't really look at that, no.
Okay, well, I have a copy that I can give to you. It has certain requirements in it,
Yep.
such as keeping a book of everything that comes in, that would be, you know, everything that you receive that you're going to turn around and sell, that would be available for review by city officials at any time.
I mean, I'm willing to look at it, do whatever I got.
Of course,
whatever I
but
gotta do.
that is our ordinance. And, you know, as you've represented to us this evening, your plan is to hold outdoor sales and not to invite people inside your building. And you're in a commercial zone. And I think we need a legal opinion from the law department about whether what you're contemplating, having these outdoor sales without access to the building inside, whether that's covered by our ordinance and by the C1 zone. So I'm going to make a motion to continue this hearing, just to give us enough time to get that information. I'm thinking, because of the Labor Day holiday, I'm thinking we would continue 3 weeks
Yeah,
to get past Labor Day. Yes. I don't want to hold you up unnecessarily, but I don't think we have all of the information we need to make a decision.
It's understandable.
Okay,
and I also see two other issues.
go ahead.
We need a determination from zoning and, from the building department and our Board of Health. They all require inspections on this type of license.
Yep.
And so we have to make sure that we get their opinion as well on the suitability of your establishment for this license. I don't expect, you've dealt with them before. I'm sure you run a tight ship over there, but it's required. And so it's our job to listen to, our experts in this matter.
Understandable.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to postpone?
Second.
We got a date certain? Is that where we have to, or?
14th.
I wouldn't do a date certain, just because if you have a few days that the Board of Health needs or your building inspector needs.
So
but-
just until the next
Yeah.
public safety meeting?
And I noted here that we're looking to do around 3 weeks.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. I make a motion to postpone until the next public safety meeting.
Okay. Can we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
No, I think hopefully you'll,
I'll call Jay and George.
Okay.
yes, I think that'd be helpful.
All right. All in
Very good.
favor?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you for
O'Connor.
your time.
Thank you.
Great night.
And do we have any other business or matters?
I think that's it,
No?
right?
No, that is
Okay.
it.
So before I adjourn, I ask for a motion to adjourn, I just wanted to say I'm grateful to our Public Safety Committee clerk, Attorney Shannon Resnick, who also serves as a legislative counsel to the City Council. Okay, a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Second, all in favor? Thank you.